Hazur, I want to ask about the difference between the nature of the spirit and the soul, which we call in Arabic ar-ruh and an-nafs. And how does this relate to the heart and mind of the human being?
An-nafs is life, which is common to all living things. Even the smallest living organism has nafs. And humans, of course, also have nafs. The embryo, human embryo at early stages has no soul, but it still has nafs, because without nafs it could not live. So life, as we know in general terms, which is common to all living things, including humans, must possess a nafs. Nafs is the center of consciousness. Soul is something different, which is born only among humans at a special bidding of Allah. When Allah so requires, the ruh is provided to him. So soul is ruh. يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. You tell them that when Allah says be, then ruh is born. And according to one tradition of Hazrat Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the ruh is born after 4th month and before the 5th month, around 4.5 months from the first pregnancy. Now this is amazing, because at that time people had no knowledge of what passed within the uterus of uteruses of women, and there was no dissection, no way how they could judge the various stages through which the humans pass through embryonic stages. So this is why a great scholar, scientist of Canada, has written a wonderful article paying greatest tributes to Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam for his knowledge, which he asserts could not be a human knowledge, because that age was completely empty of this knowledge of what happens to the embryos when pregnancy takes place, and between that stage and the delivery of the child, there's so many things which happen which the Holy Quran refers to. This scholar has taken notice of this hadith and says, according to our finding, that is the time when, if child delivered prematurely, he can still survive. But if delivered prior to that, despite the fact that he can be declared as live within the uterus, he can't survive. So he says, I'm amazed that how the Prophet of Islam could know that that is the time when human spirit, human soul is breathed into the child. And Rasulullah Sallam has described as an angel of God carrying the amr to that child within the uterus, and he begins to have an independent identity. So this is the difference between soul and nafs. Now nafs is a general term, as I told you. Kullu nafsin bima kasabat rahinatun. But this does not apply to the animals, in the sense that they will not be presented on the day of judgment before God, and their conduct will not be judged there by God. So this means here it specifically refers to humans, or it may not refer to the hereafter at all. This verse may be generally understood to mean that here on earth, you see, whatever anything does, any living thing does, he or she or it, they are responsible for the consequences of what they do. So kullu nafsin rahinatun bima kasabat. Here nafs is used, but ruh, as I have mentioned, is amr of Allah, Allah's amr, which distinguishes animal life or human life from the animal life. Soul is that entity is capable of living independently. Prior to the breathing of soul into the embryo, neither the embryo can live independently nor the soul can live independently after the death of the child or the person, even if he goes to old age. Got it? Right. The question,
السؤال عن الفرق بين طبيعة الروح والنفس وكيف وما هو علاقة ذلك بالقلب والعقل في داخل نفس الإنسان.
The second part I didn't answer perhaps. When you are answerable for your actions, then your mind and heart should be provided well equipped with the instrument of judging right from wrong. Now that is why it is only humans which are mentioned as khalaqal insana allamahul bayan. Al-bayan is not only the faculty of expression, but it is also faculty of discrimination, right from wrong, light from darkness. So the human mind and human heart differ from the animal minds and animal heart in this respect and in this area, because they are not responsible for their deeds, because their way of life is etched upon them in their nature. They are born with that. They have no choices, no options. They are driven by laws of nature, by their intuitions and so on. But in humans, they are given choices. So that means that the human mind and human heart should be well equipped for this distinctive responsibility of man. And that is exactly what we find. Human mind is so different from the animal mind, and human heart also in its feeling and its width and depth of its feeling is absolutely a different thing, as if it is a different thing from the hearts of the rest of the animal kingdom. So this point further proves that man is created with a purpose, and that purpose is to bring him close to God and to hold him responsible for his acts here on this earth.